Knox County High School celebrates their 7th girls basketball regional championship.
A Lincoln wrestler falls just short of moving on to the state finals.
As the basketball season begins to wind down at Vincennes University, the track and baseball season is starting to heat up. Welcome to Sports Buzz. I'm Dalton Ewer.
And I'm Caitlin Killingbeck.
For the 7th time overall, but first since 2014, the North Knox Lady Warriors are regional champions and heading to semi-state. Brenna Collins led the way with 19 points and 8 rebounds, while Alex McKinley added 13 points, as the top-ranked Warriors defeated South Ripley 51-32 at the regional championship game at Crawford County High School. North Knox won despite shooting just 30%, but its defense forced 22 South Ripley turnovers. Steve Muir and his team are thrilled to be heading to semi-state, yet are still hoping to cut down 2 more nets.
Oh, it's just great for our community. Just look at this crowd. I mean, I'm so proud of what we've had this year and the support we've had from parents, and it's great for a little town like what we've got. And I couldn't be prouder of these girls. These girls have worked really hard to get to this point.
It feels amazing. I never in my life thought I'd be here. As a sophomore, I still have 2 years ahead of me, and I have the best team that I could ever ask for.
I mean, right now it doesn't even feel real yet. Like, the fact that we're going to semi-state is everything I could have hoped for, and I want to make it even farther than that, so we're ready.
The Warriors head to Shelbyville for the Class 2A semi-state, where they take on Eastern Hancock at noon in the day's second semifinal. The Royals are 23-3 on the season. The last time they lost was back on December 6 when they fell to North Cater by a point. Key wins during the win streak include victories over LaPel and Tri. Both those teams are competing in North semi-states this weekend. Forest Park plays Greencastle in the opener at 10 a.m. The Rangers are 23-3 on the year and the defending 2A state champion. Winners from the first 2 games will advance to the final at 8 p.m. The winner of the semi-state will advance to the state finals at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Fresh off his team's regional title, North Knox coach Steve Muir was honored by the Hoosier Basketball Coaches Association earlier this week and was named the District 1 Coach of the Year. Muir has coached the Warriors since 2008, winning 7 sectional and 2 regional championships, and currently has his team 27-1 and in the semi-state round. Other Coach of the Year winners were Tony Hasenauer of Forest Park in District 2, Ryan Ferris of Indian Creek in District 3, and Josh Conrad of Corden Central in District 4.
In Class 3A, it was a battle of 2 Gibson County schools for the regional title. Gibson Southern downed Princeton 71-55 at the Charleston Regional. The game was a back-and-forth battle in the first half, with the Tigers owning the lead at the break, 32-30. Princeton was having their way in the paint, scoring most of the time on driving layups. The Titans owned the third quarter, scoring 19 points while only giving up 9 to Princeton. They continued their strong second-half defense in the final period to seal the victory. All 5 starters for the Titans reached double figures, led by Chloe Graham with 17 points and Alexis Tucker, who added 16. The Tigers were paced by Azaron Wesley's 15 points. Princeton finished the season at 16-11 under first-year head coach Travis Connor. Up next for Gibson Southern is a semifinal matchup with Corden Central at the Jasper Semi-State. The Panthers are 25-2 on the season and have been playing well down the stretch. They will be the first semifinal game. The second semifinal matchup will be the 26-1 Indian Creek and 12-13 Indianapolis Chatard.
Bloomfield was the only area school to advance in Class A. The Cardinals coasted the win at the Southwestern Regional by crushing Eminence 40-19. Bloomfield held the Eels to 2 points in both the second and third corners. Delaney Richardson led the way with 12 points. Brianna Butcher added 10, and Jaden Midas finished with 9. It was the first regional win for the Cardinals in 18 years. They will now travel to New Albany to play the South 1A semi-state. They will play Jacksonville in the first game. Game 2 features the top-ranked team in Class A, Lanesville, who is 25-2. They will play Trinity Lutheran. The Class 4A South semi-state will be at Southport. Bedford North Lawrence and Center Grove will tip things off. The Stars have an impressive 24-3 record, while the Trojans also scored a top record at 22-4. The other game at Southport will pit Lawrence North against Ben Davis.
In Illinois, the IHSA girls basketball state tournament got underway with the regional round. In Class 2A, the Lawrenceville Indians saw their season end with a 51-27 loss to Mount Carmel. The Indians finished their season at 4-25. Keely Breen had 9 for Lawrenceville, while Grace Stallings added 8 and Adeline Sanders had 7. The Golden Aces moved to face the Fairfield in the semifinals.
Red Hills girls basketball season also came to an end Saturday as the Salukis fell to Weber 48-26 in the first round of the Class 1A regional at Blueford. Tess Heath led Red Hill with 11 points and Grace Gressmeyer added 10. Weber advanced to play Woodland in the semifinals. The Salukis finished the season at 4-26 overall. Tuesday night's games featured a county showdown between Reveille and South Knox. The Spartans dominated the contest, beating the Patriots 77-17. Free Spartan reached double figures as Sam Singleton scored 17 points, followed by Dylan Mater with 13 and Brady Robinson with 10. Tommy Herman led all Reveille scorers with 6 points. With the win, the Spartans have swept all 3 county opponents for the 5th time in the last 6 seasons. It was also Think Pink Night at South Knox as fans and cheerleaders wore pink t-shirts to promote cancer awareness. Over the weekend, Reveille dropped both of their matchups despite 2 double-doubles from Tommy Herman. On Friday, Herman scored a total of 37 points, all consecutively, and added 13 rebounds. But the Patriots fell to Shoals Jugrocks 54-39 at Ralph Holscher Gym. Then on Saturday, the senior finished with 34 points and 14 rebounds. The Bloomington Lighthouse sent Reveille home with an 83-44 loss. The Patriots traveled to Bar Reef for a blue chip matchup on Friday.
The Spartans picked up a big conference win over the weekend. Jackson Hoops led the way with 14 points, and Claytor Peterson scored a career-high 11 as South Knox defeated Bar Reeve on the road 49-43. The Spartans won despite a late rally by the Vikings, who cut a 14-point South Knox lead to 5. Braden Knapp led Bar Reeve with 14 points, including 10 in the fourth quarter. It was both the Spartans' second consecutive blue chip win over the Vikings and their first win in Montgomery since 2001, when Dean Scott was head coach. South Knox is now 13-7 overall and 6-1 in Blue Chip Conference. The Spartans host Washington Friday at 7:30. In boys action, the Lincoln Alices had a tough outing in SIAC play as Castle left Alice Arena with a 58-39 victory. The Alice's defense was strong in the second and third quarters, but the offense was lacking as only one player reached double figures. Luke Tolliver scored 10 points for Lincoln. Gus McCurry had 9, and Raiden Benson and Joe Sanders had 8 points apiece. Benson also hauled in 13 rebounds. The win for the Knights pulls them into a tie with Harrison for the SIAC lead. Over the weekend, the Alices went 1-1. On Friday, Lincoln celebrated senior night with a 61-46 win over Eastern Green. Raiden Benson had a career-high 27 points as well as 7 rebounds and 3 assists, and Joel Sanders added 11 points to pace the Alices. On Saturday, Luke Tolliver scored 20 points, Benson added 14, and Sanders had 12. But it wasn't enough as Lincoln fell to Wood Memorial, 58-55. Lincoln plays its final home game tonight, hosting Gibson Southern. The game was originally scheduled for Saturday, but was moved due to the Titans girls playing in the semi-state.
Defending state champion North Davies proved to be too much for North Knox on Friday as the Cougars won their homecoming game 77-39. 4 North Davies players reached double figures, including Logan Wilson with 23 points and Jalen Mullen, who had 21. Lane Adams scored a career-high 10 points for the Warriors, followed by Kate Grodeguth with 9. North Knox hosts Class A number 1 Bloomfield on Friday. The 113th Boys Basketball State Tournament drawing will take place this Sunday at 5 p.m.
Lawrenceville wrapped up their regular season Tuesday night on the road with a loss. They fell to the Carmi Bulldogs 68-57. It was a tight game heading into the fourth quarter. The Indians' offense faded and the Bulldogs connected on free throws down the stretch to pick up their 24th win. Lawrenceville had 4 players reach doubles figures. Landon Sanders had 14, Bryant Jenkins had 13, and Maddox Paragon and Parker Hardiman had 11 and 10 points respectively. The Indians finished the regular season at 23-8 and will now head into the postseason next week. They will host their own Class 2A regional, which begins Saturday, and will play the winner of the first round game between Marshall and Fairfield next Wednesday.
Red Hill dropped its final home game of the season to the Edwards County Lions, 77-58. Senior Drayden Pintel led the Salukis with 16 points, followed by Jacob Howden with 10. Red Hill trailed by only 1 at the end of the first quarter, but the Lions went on a 28-3 run in the second to take a 41-15 lead at halftime. The Salukis wrap up the regular season tonight at Mount Carmel. then open up regional play Saturday against top-ranked Centralia Christ Our Rock Lutheran.
Lincoln's Ty Henderson was one win shy of moving on to the wrestling state finals. The sophomore won his opening semi-state match by pinning Terre Haute South freshman Colton Campbell. Henderson lost his next round by the slimmest margins, a 7-6 decision to Avon freshman Nathan Rue. Henderson closes out the successful year, finishing 37-4. The Alice's Dax West and Daniel Henderson also competed at the Evansville semi-state. West fell in his opening match to Whiteland's Joey Butler, who was the state runner-up a year ago. He finishes the season with a 28-14 record. Daniel Henderson also dropped his opening round match. He was defeated by Corn Central Zane Schreck. Henderson defeated his season at 23-19.
The boys swimming and diving sectionals get underway tonight with the preliminary rounds. Locally, Vincennes Lincoln will compete at the 13-team Jasper sectional. The preliminaries will get underway at 6:30. Those that advance tonight will swim in the sectional finals this Saturday.
The VU men's basketball team won their 6 out of the last 7 games with an 86-60 blowout over Lincoln Trail. Caleb Johnson was the leading scorer with 22 points and 4 rebounds, while Michael Osei-Bonsu had his 6th double-double of the season and 3rd in the last 4 games with 15 points and 11 rebounds. And Tassos Cook added 11 points and 4 assists. VU got off to a quick start, taking an early 17-6 advantage at the first timeout and leading 43-25 at the half. The Blazers completed a sweep over the Statesmen, having also won in Robinson 83-69 on January 11th. VU improved to 24-3 overall and 11-3 in Region 24 with the win. On Saturday, the Trailblazers defeated Lakeland 97-69. VU went on a 10-0 scoring run early in the first half and coasted to the win over the host Lakers. Michael Osei-Bonsu led all scorers with 21 points and 16 rebounds for his 5th double-double of the season. VU will be back in action when they host Southwestern Illinois College on Wednesday, February 25th at 7 p.m.
The VU women's basketball team got back in the win column last night as they exposed the Lincoln Trail 78-51. Reserve Shanice Willis led the Lady Blazers in scoring with 20 points, while Cheryl Newsom added 19 points, including 4 three-pointers. Alika Vasilia had a double-double, finishing with 19 points, 14 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Lincoln Trail was led in scoring by former North Knox player Gracie Poe. Poe had 14 points, 3 steals, and 2 assists. The game was part of VU's Play for K event, named after the late NC State coach Kay Yao, to raise money and awareness for cancer research. The Play for K fundraiser is something Coach Meeks is proud to be a part of. He says the research needs as much help as they can get.
I think we need as much help as we can get with the research area and treating these cancers. And, you know, we've got some awful good people working on the research into cancer. So here's hoping that one of these days, shortly, that we will have a cure for all cancers.
To make a donation, visit kyao.com. The Blazers are now 18-8 and head to Wren Lake this Saturday. Vincennes University has a new women's all-time three-point leader. Sherelle Newsom broke the record with 4 games left in the season. Aiden Bond talked with Newsom and head coach Harry Meeks about the accomplishment.
Vincennes University sophomore Sherelle Newsom broke the school record for most three-pointers made in a career with 172, passing the previous record of 171. Playing through a slight knee injury, Newsom came on strong late, scoring 4 of her 5 three-pointers in the fourth quarter against John A. Logan College last Wednesday.
It's exciting. Like, I don't know. I started off a little slow, but being able to come back and actually, you know, have my teammates help me break that record was phenomenal.
Newsom also has some advice for future basketball players.
Keep working hard, but also take care of yourself mentally and physically, because it is hard, but you have to find happiness to be able to play your game.
We asked Coach Meeks how he felt about Newsom breaking the record.
Oh, I was really excited for her. You know, she puts a lot into it, puts a lot into practice time, a lot into what we're doing as a team. She knows her spots, where she's supposed to shoot from, and she is a great kid and really a credit to Vincennes University.
To close out the season, the Lady Blazers have 3 games remaining, so Newsom has plenty of time to add to her three-point career total. For Sports Buzz, I'm Aiden Baugh.
VU baseball held its home opener Wednesday afternoon at Jerry Blumker Field against Frontier Community College. The Trailblazers were unable to generate much offense and fell to the Bobcats 8-1. Caden Elliott had 2 hits and scored the Blazers' only run in the 4th inning, while Dale Coy had VU's only RBI. The game was close until the 7th inning when a home run by Aiden Wright gave Frontier a 6-1 lead. Logan Metzger took the loss on the mound, giving up only 2 hits and 2 runs in 3 innings, both earned and striking out 1 batter. The Trailblazers started their season last Friday, winning the first game in a doubleheader 7-4 against Cleveland State Community College. Ethan Burdett scored the first run of the day on an RBI single by sophomore Colton Evans. Evans would also come around to score after executing a delayed double steal with sophomore Will Egger. The Cougars would get on the board as well in the bottom of the first of a solo home run, which was quickly answered by a solo home run by freshman Cade Hinton in the second to give the Blazers a 4-1 lead. The Cleveland Cougars scored 3 in the 6th but were unable to get any closer. In the second game, the Cougars scored early to take a 2-0 lead, trying to avoid the top game sweep. VU had several opportunities in the game to score but were unable to capitalize on loaded bases. The Trailblazers will take the field again on Saturday when they host South Suburban College at 10:30.
Vincennes University's track and field team continued to build their resume. At the Hoosier Hills Invite at Indiana University, the Trailblazers were led by a first-place finish in the 400-meter dash by Desroy Jordan. Meanwhile, in the mile, Matthew Kitani finished in 4 minutes and 17 seconds to place 5th, while Isaac Stanford finished 6th with a time of 4 minutes and 18 seconds. Members of the VU track and field teams completed their weekend by competing at the Jerry England Invite at the University of Indianapolis. The Trailblazers men's team was led off by a strong showing in the 800 meters, with Jordan taking 2nd and Kitani placing 3rd. Sophomore Ernest Momadou took home a 4th place finish in the mile with a time of 4:34. The indoor track and field season comes to an end this Saturday as the Trailblazers head to the Indiana State Open in Terre Haute.
Vincennes Cub League signups are now open. Deadline to register is March 5th. Practices will begin in March and games will start mid-April. The league is open to boys and girls ages 3 to 15 based on their age as of April 30th. Cost for each player is $100. The 6 leagues include T-ball, junior rookie, senior league, senior league, and Babe Ruth. For more information or to register, go to vincennes-cubleague.com.
Signups are also continuing for the Vincennes Girls Softball League. This summer league is open for all girls ages 4 to high school. The registration deadline is March 25th. Divisions for the league include T-ball, 8U, 10U, 13U, and 18U. Registration fees are $100. For more information, go to the Vincennes Girls Softball League Facebook page. And that's all for this edition of Sports Buzz. For everyone here at Vincennes University Broadcasting, I'm Dalton Hewitt.
And I'm Caitlin Killingbeck. Join us again next week.